What's up, y'all? We have two new guests today. We have John Cota, All Sound Music and ASM Dance Floors.
ASM Dance Floors. Thanks for the plug.
All Sound Music and ASM Dance Floors. You need a DJ. You need a great MC. Right? Hey, Rich is always talking about your MC skills, man. So I'm going to go ahead and put that out there. One of the greatest MCs. And Dance Floors. What sizes, brother?
Oh man, Jeez. You want to go from a 9x9 or you want to go to a 39x39?
Whoo, you got the big guns out there with a 39, man.
In fact, the last time we checked was just last year. We rechecked, but we have the biggest dance floor inventory in Kern County.
Oh, there you go.
So we can take care of it.
All right. We have Derek Bergersen. Did I get that right, Derek?
That's it, Derek Bergersen.
Bergersen, yeah, Derek Bergersen. A lot of you guys may not know the name Derek Bergersen, but I'll almost guarantee you know the name Sick Mix.
100.
Yeah. Everybody knows Sick Mix. We all have his packs. We all have his music. We all have his edits. We have all of it. How you doing over there, Derek?
Oh man, I'm blessed.
Hey, that's the positivity right there, man. Well, we're gonna jump straight into this thing, man. We want to know a little bit about you, brother. Growing up in the Bay during the 80s, man, how did the local hip hop scene influence your decision to become a DJ? You went into the military, right?
Yeah. The local scene didn't really influence me to be a DJ. I would say it was Crush Groove and Beat Street. I think those are the two main influences that was like, well, Crush Groove, I'm not just a DJ. I'm also, I have a record label. So Crush Groove kind of give me a lot of push about the whole industry and a little sneak peek into how it works.
How did Michael Erickson and Cameron Paul, about their styles, man? What did you take from them? What did you incorporate from them?
Well, the station was KSOL, and there at that time in 1985, there was no DJs mixing music on the radio that I knew of in the Bay Area. But KSOL on Friday nights at midnight, they'd have a mix show, and it was Cameron Paul and Michael Erickson. It was called the Midnight Beat, 12 o'clock beat, and they would broadcast live from a nightclub. It was crazy. But I would stay up to midnight and record the mixes. And so I listened to them and, of course, tried to buy the records that they were playing and try to copy them for sure.
All right. How about those initial memories of DJing, man? Your first house party, your first club, what were the fondest memories of your initial coming out as a DJ?
I just had a crew. Back then it wasn't just me, right? You had a crew of DJs. So my crew happened to be a black guy, a Filipino guy, a Mexican dude, and then me, the white dude. So it was fun to see people's reactions. Like when we pull up to the party, they would look at us like, who's actually going to DJ? Which one of these guys is the DJ? And of course it was all of us, and they would be initially shocked when they saw me play. And, but then of course, pleasantly surprised that it sounded good.
Why do you say that, brother? So everybody that can't see you physically on the screen right now, why would they doubt whether or not you would be a DJ?
Well, back then I was doing a lot of fraternity parties at colleges and stuff, and they were mostly black fraternities.
All right.
And so they kind of figured like, oh, well, I think this guy's going to come in here playing Journey.
Right.
But no, it was, Oaktown 357, MC Hammer, Too Short. All these groups were, just getting started, and the independent world was starting to begin at that time.
Nice.
In 93, you remember 93, man?
Yeah, vaguely.
I was 11.
I was 13, man. You joined Young Black Brother Records, man, under Rob Nonies. You worked with Mac Mall, Mac Dre, Ray Love. What were your experiences, and how did that enhance your skills, your promotions, your marketing?
Yeah, that was my first experience with the real record label. That was, a big reason why I didn't just stay a DJ. I started my own label and put out tons of records. But it was a great experience. I mean, it definitely got me in a lot of nightclubs that I wasn't going to get in. I got to, bypass security because I'm coming in with giveaways and, cassettes and posters and, things like that. So it was fun. It was fun.
All right. Let's jump forward a little bit. What took you to Tucson, man?
I used to DJ for a group called In Too Deep, and they got a gig in Tucson at Hot 98, and it was called the Lowrider Oldie Show, and they needed a DJ, and I was open to trying it, so we all moved to Arizona.
All right.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a big jump. And you moved from Vallejo to Arizona?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
And we became the number one show within 2 months, and it was awesome. I was not just a DJ, I was a producer for the show. It was an oldies show, but we didn't just play oldies. We played like Chicano hip hop. So we play like artists like Gemini from Texas and Nasty Boy. A lot of the Chicano artists we play on there as well. Of course, we play hella In Too Deep songs on there.
Yeah.
Right.
But we took what we used to hear these type of shows in the Bay Area, and so we just copied stuff that we used to do.
You knew the recipe and you took it somewhere where they didn't know the food.
Yeah, so Tucson was ready for us.
All right. What happened to DJing at that point in time, man? Did you slow down DJing? Did you quit? Did you lose like your passion? What were you doing, and then how did you get back into DJing after that?
I was putting out records. I had, a lot of albums out. We were touring again with In Too Deep, with Gemini, with Frost, Latino Velvet. We were doing shows all over the place. I was doing distribution for people.
Were those the good old days that you didn't know were going to be the good old days?
I didn't know those were the good old days. Yeah, for sure. We were just, honestly, we were just trying to make $1, When we would go on tour, we would bring tons of product with us. So cassettes and CDs. And being that we're friends with tons of artists, we would go on the road and we would go up to like Mac Dre and get 200 CDs from him. And we would go to Keek the Sneak and get 200 CDs from him. So when we went on the road, we didn't just have In Too Deep CDs. We had
the whole
hella
crew.
shit.
Yeah.
We were like a mobile distributor. So
For
when
the
we
Bay Area?
we pull into Kansas City to Seventh Heaven and make a few $1,000s. So we were just on the road for a few years, and I didn't do gigs outside of the radio show because I was on the road. I could pre-record the radio show and not even be there
Sure. And just send it in.
and just send it in. Yeah.
The early days of the internet.
Yeah.
How long did that take to send in, man, those files?
Well, we all still lived in Tucson, so we would go back there, do the show, and just turn it in. So I didn't actually email.
Oh, all right, good.
Nobody.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after we would be on the road for a week or two. If we were going to be gone for more than a week, we'd just pre-record 2 shows and leave them at the station.
All right. 2002, you founded 2 different items, Southwest Bound Magazine and sickmix.com.
Yeah.
What motivated you to start those platforms?
Money.
Hey, I love the honesty, man.
There you go.
Oh, that was the time when mixtapes were big. And I just explained to you how we did very well selling albums. We transitioned into selling mixtapes as well.
I
So
got you, mijo. Don't worry.
Thank you, man.
we sold thousands of Snoop Dogg mixtapes, and we sold thousands of Lil Wayne mixtapes, and anything we can get our hands on. Anyone who would work with us, we would sell their products through Sick Mix. And I, of course, was making tons of mixtapes as well, and not just street mixtapes. We were making real albums that we sold. So I did one with Mac Dre. It's the best of the Rompilation. I did one with In Too Deep. It's called the Menudo Mix. I did
Latino
one with
Velvet's Menudo Mix.
Latino Velvet's Menudo Mix.
All
I
right.
did that. There's a group called the Hieroglyphics. I did a mixtape with them.
Casual of Hieroglyphics.
Casual. These are all real albums that are on Spotify. They were all cleared and real projects.
Hieroglyphics like connected to Souls of Mischief.
That Souls of Mischief is part of
man,
that.
that's Souls of Mischief.
Yeah.
93 to
93
infinity.
to Infinity.
Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, yeah. The Bay Area was a crazy place in the 90s because everybody was rapping and everybody was doing well. Like there were groups like 11-5 and RBL Posse.
RBL Posse, yeah.
LC and 415 and they all, their cassettes were at Sam Goody's and they were at the Warehouse and they were at Tower Records and they were like the first rap albums we've ever seen in these stores. So it was a lot of action happening back then.
That's cool.
Tell me a little bit about the Breaking Bread Foundation, brother.
Break Bread Foundation is it's not actually mine. It's my friend. He has a restaurant and every Sunday out of his own pocket, he will feed anybody who comes up to his restaurant. And it's not just hot dogs and sandwiches. It's a barbecue joint. So he will feed you anything you want.
I mean, you can go over there and you can be poor, broke, empty-handed, and you can still get some tri-tip or something.
Yes, you can get the tri-tip. You could get the ribs. You could get whatever you want.
How does he fund that, man? And what are you doing to help him?
So when he first told me about it, he has a food truck and the food truck is open on the weekends. Every dime he makes from the food truck goes to the Break Bread Foundation. So I said to myself, man, I think I could help you out. And so I said, I'm going to start a Patreon and I'm going to make it very limited. I'm only having 20 spots and it's $40 a spot. And that's, around $800. And so, Patreon number 1 is in the room with us.
Number 1 right here,
There you
Bubba.
go.
I was number 1 and I'm very proud of that.
So we spend about $1,600 a week and we feed people in Vallejo
Is it every Sunday?
every single Sunday, rain or shine.
So we could possibly make a trip up there, hang out, see how you guys do things, try to help out. Can we cook? What can we do up there, man? Is he going to let us behind the grill?
If
No.
you have your food handler's card, he will.
Yeah, we don't, man. I can hand out drinks or paper plates or something, right?
We could DJ.
Okay. Hey, there we go.
Yeah, we play music there sometimes, and he's found God. He was a he was a rough character growing up, and he found God and settled down. He's married, he has kids. And so what he calls it is his food ministry. So if you show up on Sunday, he's going to talk to you a little bit.
Yeah.
And see if you need anything. You want to just talk about life. He doesn't force God on anyone. It's just a safe place that you can
come and talk.
Come and talk if you need be. And so I was moved, when I first went there, I was touched, and I said, I have to get involved.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. I'll head up there soon, man. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. And
you know what, man, we will head up there. I'm in,
right
bro. I mean, I know exactly what the Lord just spoke to me right now. It says I have people to pray over for that ministry. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
No, it's I always tried to help people. You guys know I'm a fairly nice person, but when I physically went there, I teared up, and I'm like, there's no way I can't help.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's how many people you think you guys are feeding on a weekly?
Vallejo's got a lot of people in need. So honestly, I think we're probably doing between 100 and 200 people.
All right. That's a lot of people, a lot of meals.
That's just one side of Vallejo. There's a whole nother side of Vallejo that needs help, and so there's a restaurant on the other side of town called Sharky's. And if you don't mind, let me tell you about this fundraiser.
For sure. Yeah.
It's Sharky's Family Foundation. It's a chicken and fish restaurant. They're on the opposite side of town. And we are partnering with the company called Beats for Hope. That's headed by a veteran DJ from the Bay Area, Alex Mejia. And what his company does is they sell T-shirts, and all the proceeds go to a nonprofit. So what we're doing is I'm going around to rappers that I know, and I'm asking them if I could use their album cover for 3 months, and I'm going to sell T-shirts. So this first 3 months, we're going to launch. The first one is, of course, In Too Deep, Back to the Hotel.
Awesome.
And then 11/5, Fiending for the Funk, those two albums. So we're going to sell those T-shirts for 3 months. Half of the money goes to Beats for Hope, and their foundation pretty much, they do clothing. So they give clothing and jackets to people. And then Sharky's, we're going to use that money to feed people in Vallejo.
Awesome, man. Are you going to be splitting time at the locations, or are you still going to be at the main spot, the Break Bread spot?
I actually don't go to either one as much as I used to. Break Bread just needed a financial help.
A backing, yeah.
So we set that up with your help. The Patreon's been going strong for a while now. And then every 3 months, we're going to swap out. The next two album covers are RBL Posse and Mac Mall. So I'm just going to keep doing every 3 months, 2 different covers for as long as they'll let me.
Yeah, yeah. How are we going to get those shirts out there, brother?
They'll be on beatsforhope.com.
Beatsforhope.com. All right. And all of those proceeds are going right up there to the Vallejo.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Every shirt on that site has a different charity behind it, and it'll tell you which charity it goes
which
to.
one you get to pick which one you're investing into. All right.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So it's not just ours. There's shirts from other people.
All right.
Other DJs. It's mostly DJs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are raising money.
How many Patreon subscribers are you guys up to now?
Patreon, we are capped at 20.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I might get you on the side and try to pick up one of those. If somebody falls off, man, I can give it out to somebody.
There's a spot open right now.
Okay, I'll take it. Mark me down for that, brother, and I'm gonna hook one of my DJs up over here in Bakersfield.
Awesome, right on.
And we'll pump that up to $80 a month.
Perfect.
Yeah, appreciate it, Derek. Hey, 2015. Last question for your interview process, man. 2015, you kind of got back into the wedding industry. Bay Mix's events with Charlie Days.
Yeah.
Well over 300 weddings.
We were busy.
300 weddings, man.
That's when the controllers started popping up.
Oh, okay.
And I think I had a Vestex 300. I still have it, or I have a 380 maybe.
All right.
But those Vestexes were the first controllers that I knew of. So it got easy. So I started DJing more. That's really what happened.
All right.
DJing easier because I didn't really participate in the CD era that much. But when the controllers showed up, I jumped back in full time.
All right. And ever since then, it's all downhill from there with weddings and photo booths.
Yeah, no, that was my pretty much 9 to 5.
All right. But nowadays you're doing a whole lot of stuff. You're doing production. You're doing, what all are you doing now, man? Recap it for us.
I'm back in the music business. I just started a new distributor that I can, kind of work against companies like TuneCore and DistroKid and CD Baby. It's kind of on the lines of that. Those platforms charge you per album, per single, which, could get costly to some independent artists if they have multiple releases and they're not seeing any returns.
Yeah,
so,
they're just shooting stuff out.
Yeah, I'm going to just do a flat rate 80-20 split with the artist. They don't have to pay anything. If they got money, let's use it to promote.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got that going. Next month, I'm going to be dropping another magazine called Addicted to Vinyl, all DJ magazine. I got DJ Shortcut on the front cover.
Oh, nice.
I got DJ Epic on the back cover. It's a full-size, real printed magazine. We're going to print 1,000 copies and see how it goes.
I'm going to need a copy of that too, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll shoot you some money. You can do with it whatever you want, man, but hook me up with one of them first copies. I want an autograph on it too, man.
You'll get it. And then the last thing, which is like my full-time job right now, is I just wrote and I'm directing my first feature film.
Wow.
I didn't know if you were going to comment on that because that was going to be my next question, man. I want to know what's going on with this Friday film you got going on, man.
Well, a friend of mine who was a retired music industry executive got into making movies a few years back. And I've been watching him. I've been assisting him, learning. And it turns out the movie industry is very, very, very similar to the music industry.
Hey, I would think so, yeah.
So it used to cost me $5,000 to $10,000 to make an album. And I'm at $10,000 and I've got a movie now instead of an album.
All right.
It's the same expense, but my royalties in streaming have slowly started to slow down.
Okay.
And so to replace that income,
You know, offset it. Yeah. When is that coming out? When's that due, man?
I should be done filming the entire, I got 3 more days of filming. So by the end of February, it'll be done. And so I could probably show you the movie in March. It'll be on, I've already got a distribution deal. So it'll be on Tubi and Amazon.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And then, of course, YouTube.
Oh, yeah. You got to. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Derek, man, I really appreciate having you, man. We are going to jump into the next section of our podcast, which is going to be the great big W, weddings. So we're going to jump right into weddings, DJ responsibilities of those weddings, curating your playlist, reading the crowd, handling audio equipment, technical issues, and of course the MC responsibilities on the side of that, keeping everything on time, being punctual, keeping the actual festivities going and rolling and it a smooth process. So I'm going to start over here with John, man, because I think he has just a wealth of information and you know, your role as a DJ and MC, man, for a wedding.
You know what? We are it's like a circus when you see the circus top, right? And you see the guy that's conducting everything and just really just controlling the flow. And that's me, man. I got the big black top hat on and I'm opening up the lion's mouth, so to speak. And, you know, you're just taking care of the time, watching the time, communicating with everybody. I always say, if it's a spoke on the wheel of your wedding day and it's moving, we'll be communicating with them from staff to, I mean, we go deeper too. I'll talk to the caterer because there's one thing I always say you have no control of as a DJ, and that's when the food's going to be done.
Sure.
So obviously it goes before, you hit them with a timeline so that they have an expectation of when dinner's supposed to be served. Okay, you got 6 o'clock or whatever the case is, but still you don't release tables in those cases. You touch base with the chef or the staff and see what's going on. Little things like that. You talk to the bartender, and 9 times out of 10, the bartender's never talked to. If there's a photo booth or whatever the case is, just anything and everything. If you need to communicate with them, that's a big part of my responsibility. That's why we our philosophy is the 2-man team, the MC and the DJ.
How do you for me personally, I have a great amount of problems doing both. And the reason I say that is we're behind the DJ booth. You can queue up the first song, you can queue up the special song, you can queue up. But then if you're a good MC, you actually go out into the dance floor. You go out there, you talk, you get everybody's attention, and then who hits play for you next? You got to run back over to your DJ booth.
Yeah, well, and you're by yourself. Yeah, good luck. And because I've done before, in fact, at that spot, the Rock and Rose spot here, that was the one time that Anthony's back gave out on him, and I had to DJ a wedding by myself. And luckily, I was really closely connected to. That's when you rent the dance floor. You can put yourself where you want to be put. But I was able to work that. But it was, I'm talking about 5 feet in back and in hit.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I just said right now, our philosophy is it's a 2-man team because we ask a lot of ourselves, all that communication stuff. You need a separate person to do that. You look at coordinators or even photographers. There's frequently, if not almost all the time, there's a second shooter. So Anthony's stationary. He's got microphones. He's got volumes. He's got cues. He's got the program music. He's taking requests and all that other good stuff. He'll let the old man on, to scratch that itch every now and again. But for the foremost, especially during the program, that's his responsibility is to be stationary and take care of all that. Where I have the itinerary in my hand, exact the same one as he has, but I'm flying around and just communicating and orchestrating everything, making sure they're lined up, reviewing names. You know that, man. That's one of the worst things you could do is not review the name.
Yeah.
Especially a family name. I've heard so many times a family name gets badgered, or God forbid you call him Ramirez when his last name is Smith.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a good look.
Yeah.
But that's us right there. We're a 2-man team. So, I'd take my hat off to anybody who does a wedding by themselves, nonetheless does it successfully.
I'm lucky in the fact that I have Marion with me usually. She doesn't DJ really. She doesn't MC at all, but she filters everything through for me. Like if there's somebody that if the wedding coordinator comes and I'm doing something, she can talk to Marion, then Marion can relay it to me.
I had my wife do that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
My wife and my son have helped me out a lot because I've always done it by myself.
Yeah.
Majority of the time.
It's hard.
Yeah. And then as I progress into bigger and better weddings, I have a good team like Gus and Monks over there at AM Entertainment. They help me out a lot.
Yeah.
That, and then boom, I started pairing up with JC, and you need that. You have some big weddings, so you need a big team sometimes. So
one thing that you absolutely need to do as a wedding pro is you need to get a liaison. You need to make best friends with that maid or matron of honor or sister or cousin or anybody, and it's got to be a female. You know why? We can't get into them rooms. We can't get into the bridal room and check to see if she's dressed or whatever the case is, because the start of the show, she's ready to come down that aisle. Then it's showtime.
Time to go.
Until then, we're waiting on her.
Yeah.
So that's my thing is get a liaison, man.
John, a lot of times people don't understand that as wedding DJs, we also become unofficially the day of coordinator.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. And we're not getting paid for it, man.
Along with being a psychiatrist too, man. Come on.
Family counselor.
You know about that, D. You know about that, bro. Oh, family counselor. We should get it. There should be a degree, family counselor, marriage counselor, but on a DJ end. We're like a subsidiary or something, man.
Yeah, bartenders and DJs can get it.
Hey, you know who it reminds me of? Barbers. You go into the barbershop, there's barbershop talk.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Right?
Yeah.
This is what this is right here. This is DJ talk among barbers.
Oh, yeah, man.
Derek, hey, man, what goes into your planning of a wedding soundtrack, from ceremony to reception to must plays and do not plays even?
I got a form that I have on my website that anyone could download, any DJ could download and send it to your bride. And it's pretty much a breakdown of everything they want. So it'll start at the ceremony, and there's a spot for, family in their song, bridal party in their song, bride in her song, exit song. So I pretty much have them fill out the form. They tell me what they want. And, as you know, they honestly don't really know what they want.
No.
Yeah, they don't know what they need or want until you tell them what they need and want.
Right. So maybe they say we like 2000s hip hop and disco. And so I put a little small crate together with what they asked for. But 9 times out of 10, I just read the crowd and see who shows up.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me ask you what your strategy is on reading the crowd. So obviously, initially, we're going to gear towards the ladies. You get the ladies on the dance floor first.
Well, I mean, the first thing I do is I look at the room and I kind of, I guess I prejudge everyone based on
ageism.
their age. Yeah,
That's part of it. Absolutely.
So based on their age is where I'll start. So if I see an older group, I'll start with of course the 70s and 80s first.
Some oldies, some Motown.
They get tired easy, and then after that, it's pretty much whatever I want. Normally, you'll just see what songs work, and if Justin Bieber works, then you stay pop, and if it doesn't, you switch it. I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
You know what I just noticed right now, D? I'm the old crowd because you just said 70s and 80s, bro. So I'm part of that old crowd.
I'm 53. I'm the old crowd too.
I got you by a year, man. I'm 54. I'll be 55 in March. So,
Okay. Well, we're pretty much the same crowd.
Right.
I enjoy that music because obviously we grew up to it. We have a special connection. You always connect, strongly with music from your high school era. You're the most emotional you've ever been. You've gotten your heart broken and you want to listen to Brian McKnight and Boys to Men or whatever.
Boys to Men had it.
Back at 10. What is that song, man?
Back at one.
Back at one.
Back at one.
I got one last cry.
Oh man.
Man, I'm like Ready for the World and Prince and Dream Boy and people like that, man. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, I just read the crowd like that. And, if I get lucky enough to play music I fucking enjoy, I'm really pumped.
Yeah, it's a big difference when you play music for yourself versus others.
Oh, yeah. People would hate my party.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah. I'd have some like reggae going, and I'd have some straight rap and hip hop. I'd be all over the damn place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But now that you're, because you guys have all done tons of weddings, you've been introduced to new music. So, I could make a list of 100 country songs that I like now, but I couldn't years ago. And,
absolutely. I'm in the same boat with country.
I know jazz music. I know a lot more because, of the diversity.
Yeah, it's always nice to have that grandpa or grandma come up to you with some jewel of a song.
And then you were able to play it for them.
And you're like, wow, I didn't know this was.
You either had it sitting in your catalog or you streamed it off a title and you made their evening.
That's always nice. Getting some of those jewels. Man, I never heard that song.
Yeah. There was a banger. There was a wedding like 4 years ago. And he's all white. Real classy dude. Real old. I would say they're about 75, 80 or so, right? They come up and I read people for a living. Everybody knows what that means. And he came up and he just had that glimmer of hope. I hope this young man has heard of this song and maybe for some miracle reason he has it. He says, "Excuse me, young man." "Yes, sir." He goes, "I don't know if you've heard of this song, but it's me and my wife's wedding song. And if you could play it sometime during the evening, that would be fantastic." I said, "Sure, what do you got?" He goes, "It's Pledging My Love by Johnny Ace from like the 1950s.
Damn.
You probably don't have it." I said, "I know exactly what it is." Boom, because that's what I was raised on.
My dad loved Johnny Ace, man.
Man, I played that. I played that the next song. I told Anthony, I said, "Play that the next song." So Anthony, my boy and my partner on the wedding side of All Sound Music, he played it and he knows it too. And he got his wife's hand and this was cocktail hour. Yeah. And he takes the dance floor alone and they look like it's the prom.
It was their wedding.
And he came up to me and he shook my hand like that old school man. And I could tell how sincere, he was. And when he told me that meant the world to me and it meant the world to her, which was more important. But that's what we get to do, man.
Absolutely. I've had that song requested, and to be honest with you, I didn't have it.
Oh no!
Oh, that's a classic. It's a 50s classic though.
Yeah, well, I think I may have put it in my oldies crate now, but back then,
Johnny Ace is, I
didn't know about Johnny Ace.
So if you guys ever have oldies but goodies, like oldies but goodies questions, or you need a list, or you need a little, little 411.
Do you have a doo-wop?
A crate? Do you have a doo-wop crate?
No,
you don't have a doo-wop.
Bro, I can get with you. We can make a doo-wop crate if you want to do that, bro. Just let me know. I'm all in.
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Right on.
I think I got Select Mix's doo-wop crate. I like theirs there.
Okay.
They do a lot more production in their it's Select Mix.
I like your intros better, man. Your intros are a lot cleaner. It's that clean beat that we can get in and get out.
Yeah.
Select Mix is cool, but it's more of a not quite a redrum, but
is it a quick mixer? Select Mix
they do some real production in their songs. I mean, someone over there is a producer.
Knows what they're doing.
You can tell.
Yeah. I'm just a DJ remixer, I guess, but
redrum, remix, intro, outro. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Rich on this one, man. Couple collaborations. When you get that message, that text message, that phone call, the Instagram, the social media, they say, "Hey, I'm looking for a DJ and an MC." Well, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and throw a little kink in there to you. They're just looking for a quote unquote DJ. They didn't say anything about an MC. What's your process, man? How do you fill them out?
Yeah, I mean, first you got to figure out like right away I'll just go through like a little quick, questionnaire. Like, okay, what's your occasion? What's the date? What's the venue, location? Approximately how many guests?
Length.
Just real quick. I mean, just those right there will get me, even if I'm not available. I mean, I have a great network, of DJs that I asked them too, what kind of genre of music do you guys like? What are you guys looking for? You know what I mean? And boom, just that right there could let me just, all right, JC's perfect, Gordon's perfect, and then, or even myself, or do I need a team for this one? Because sometimes,
is it going to be big?
Yeah, they want the rockstar package.
Yeah.
Right. Some guys just, I'm doing a micro wedding next week, 50 people. You know what I mean? So
it's a nice one.
Yeah. So, so I'll just go through them with that, go a little questionnaire, see what they need, so, and then, just go from there.
What kind of traditions have you ran into at your weddings? Any kind of family traditions? Any kind of cultural traditions?
Yeah, I mean, well, the Hispanic culture. I mean, big time.
Obviously,
but it's always fun when you get like the groom's super, Hispanic.
One end,
it's
other
like
end.
boom, and then you got Megan Smith, coming in on the other end, and they're Okies. You know what I mean? And so those are the fun weddings where if you can knock those out together with two different genres of music.
So you're gonna play
they're both out there.
Some Elvis
together.
Crespo and some
Right?
Taylor Swift.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
You probably play some George Strait and
I mean?
Vicente Fernandez in a lot of cases. Yeah, man.
But it's fun when you see all of them out there together dancing to both of those genres of music because they're just out there having a good time. Because if you're mixing it right, you know what I mean, you're giving them plenty.
And
of,
the beat is
of
still
both of
on.
them. Yeah.
The beat's on.
Exactly.
They don't have to stop moving their body. They just keep moving. Now they might not be familiar with that music, but they know the beat from the previous song they were just dancing to.
Yeah.
You can stay out there.
Yeah,
you can
stay out
dance.
there.
Make a fool out of yourself. Do whatever.
And even in celebrations, sometimes they do that. I forgot what it's called, but they get the bride and groom up on the chair. It's like the snake dance, right? And they try to knock them off, right? Yeah,
the víbora.
Yeah, that always stresses me out.
That one's
though.
dangerous, bro.
It is. I've seen some chairs break and some guys get a little crazy on those things, man. So, but yeah,
They start tossing them up in the air and they get higher and higher and higher. Yeah. Please don't drop it.
But John, I've seen them do that.
Yeah.
But at some of my gigs, while they're spinning, running through the circle, they stop the crowd and make you take a shot.
Oh, Lord, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as they go under that, I've seen that.
I've seen a shot station.
Yep.
They had a shot station.
People start falling down.
Oh man,
It's almost like
dominoes.
this is how many times you can run around in a circle while you take a shot, then keep running around in a circle.
Yes.
Who can stand up?
What is that bat spin? You spin your head on the bat.
Oh, I remember that. Or like this. Yeah, man.
And they grabbed the groom one time. They picked him up and took him to the bar. Took off his shoe, poured the liquor in the shoe, made him take the shot out of the shoe.
Hey,
I don't know, just it's crazy stuff these guys do.
Tell me about the shoe game.
The shoe game. You know what? I've never.
I've not
personally
experienced one personally.
I've done it. I've done it several times,
done it.
but
I've never pitched him.
How about you, Derek? You ever do the shoes, man?
Yeah. Sometimes I like it because it kills a good 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a good transition between something, you think?
Sometimes I don't have enough time in my weddings.
It just depends. It just depends on the bridal party, because they have a lot to do with it. But it's fun. I don't mind it.
What are you guys seeing any new trends in weddings lately?
The speed round where they
take a picture.
I actually like that one. A lot of people don't like. I like that one because it gives me a chance to get out there and be super vibrant and just be me and really just get them and usher them this way, that way, and you get to talk to everybody and talk about the ultimate icebreaker. That's the ultimate icebreaker right there because you're in front of everybody, man. They see, oh, there's a personality back there, and we're having fun tonight, and it's like, let's go, man. The rest of the night is pretty smooth in most cases.
How is that one?
Pitch that one. How's that one?
Yeah, how is it?
Okay, so how do you do it?
Yeah.
Okay, so how we do it is I get up and I'll tell them this is what we're gonna do. So you have so many people that want to take pictures with the bride and groom, but we're gonna take care of every table right now. So this is the goal. We're gonna play one song, and we're gonna see if the bride and groom, and that's up to y'all, see if they can be fast enough to take a picture with that one song with every table. So then I tell them, I said, so if you have table 1 that they're taking a picture, table 2 and 3 needs to be up and ready, and you're prepping them, and you just keep doing it the whole time, and it's fun, man. It's fun. You can see the bride and groom, and they're it's
really
chaos. It is, bro, but it's fun.
Organized chaos.
Chaos.
By the time they get halfway, though, like all the other tables are just like putting props, putting glasses on, sunglasses. They're getting ready. They have things ready to go. They're trying to outdo the other table before them.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to the last one, they're going all
So
out.
what do we have to do? Do we have to play Rapper's Delight for this, like a 7-minute song?
Man,
like
play something extremely upbeat.
Okay.
Have you heard of a song called? Maybe you heard it. I know you heard this. D. It's kind of a freestyle kind of LA disco dance. It's called "Wake Up" by Stop. I think that was our only hit. It's a jam, man. It's a jam.
Wake Up by Stop.
We play something super upbeat like that.
Right.
They don't even have to know it. It just has to be super upbeat.
It has to get them moving, get their blood flowing, get their heart racing.
Yeah, with us, it's the emceeing also.
And it don't have to be one song. You can say, all right, you got 2 songs to do it. Boom. That way you have a little more to say, depending on how many guests you have.
Yeah.
If you have 50 guests or 250 guests.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you get up to the 400, I'm like, I need Rapper's Delight.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I know what you mean. Yeah.
But I mean, 250, all those you should iron out at your meetings before the wedding happens. Like, hey, if we're going to play this game with 250 guests, this is going to take too long.
A lot of the brides, they've seen it on Instagram.
Right.
So they they know what song they want. They usually tell you what song they want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about what are your most memorable moments? What are you guys' most memorable moments? Your most memorable wedding, your absolute favorite wedding? I'll tell you mine right now. I had one in Woody, and it was like 300 plus people in a pasture in Woody, Glenville, Woody, right up towards there.
Okay, I know the area.
They had a whole ranch. They drove pickup trucks of people with hay bales all the way. It looked like a fair ride or something. Drove 300 people back up in there. They got married, came back out, and we were under the barn or whatever. Now, this is where I'm going to become racial, right? I didn't think I was going to have a great wedding because I'm not a big white country, what I assumed and what I thought about reading my clients, right?
Yeah.
No, man. It turns out I was playing Too Short and E40 and Mac Dre and everything else. And these country folk were going crazy.
Yeah.
That was my absolute favorite, man.
Yeah. It's always fun when you just got them like that, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, typically people who want country music, they generally just want it for cocktail music. But they want to dance to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was very intrepid, if you will. I was very worried. I was very scared, but it came out to be my favorite wedding I've ever done.
Yeah, and then you go in there loaded with all this classic rock and country,
and I didn't use half of it.
And you're like, but now you feel like you have enough music now.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh well, I got all that.
I had to study,
and then I still have.
I had to put in my homework. I had to put in my homework.
Yeah.
I had to get all these tracks. I had to gather these tracks,
Just
whether it was Sick Mixes, whether it was Bill Bass's, somebody's. I had to download and buy their music packs and go through every single song. And that's just how I am. I'm very, very OCD, very meticulous. My libraries are very clean. I walk up to some other people's laptops, man, and I don't know what the hell's going on.
I have some dirty room greats in mind.
I got a
too.
playlist for everything. I got too many
because
playlists.
sometimes you make a playlist for an event and you're like, oh, I'm gonna save that playlist. That was a good one.
Yeah, and they say the easiest way in Serato to do it is to go to your history and then highlight all of them and drag them into a crate.
You can do that for your date. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that for if you really liked the event you did, go to your history, copy all of it, and put it into a crate.
And I've done that before. It's like, oh, what was that quinceanera I just did? Oh, I go to that date real quick. Boom. It's like, oh yeah. And I just kind of go on that little history. And, yep, I remember these three songs I put together that night. Cool little tools in there, man. Yeah.
You know, something that you have to take in consideration, you got to be smart. Now, all of us, this could pertain to all of us, is like Derek just touched on it right now. They say they want country music, right? They're telling you they want country music. They even give you a nice playlist on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever that you transfer over and you make a crate for them. But that doesn't mean that that's what they want for the entire night. And I think a lot of the younger jocks will just take that and they kind of get dictated to. But, you know, as older cats, we got to maintain full creative control of where we play, when we play it, how we play it, what we play in almost every case. And I'll tell you what, even though it's a country crowd, everybody got a little ghetto in them. Everybody got a little dirty funk in them. So we can't forget that, man.
I've played Blow the Whistle at every country gig I've ever done.
Oh, bro, come on.
Hey, you know, especially if you throw it that
Neon Moon?
Neon Moon.
Neon Moon.
Yeah, you throw that Neon Moon right into that. Yeah,
all of us have done that one, man. To a predominantly white crowd.
Yeah.
Almost every time.
I get the same thing that Derek gets. He's white. I don't think he's going to be a good DJ.
You know, I hold on. I did that. I did the Sparklers and the dance floor the one time. I can't agree with you there because you were more than comfortable, and that was a pretty black crowd, is what that was, right? Kind of mixed up. Yeah. She was white.
She was white. He was black.
But he was black though, so you were right there. Bro.
Oh, I'm comfortable because like Derek grew up in Oakland. I grew up in Arvin. All right, 99% Hispanic population.
You
right?
grew up in Arvin?
Arvin, California, baby.
Bro, that's like when you grew up in a small town in LA. I grew up in Santa Paula back home. So, yeah, man. Kind of Arvin-esque. Santa Paula is kind of Arvin-esque.
It is very,
more Shafter-esque kind of thing. Yeah.
Hey, Shafter's doing pretty good, man. I'm proud of Shafter.
Hey, bro, Shafter's don't sneeze and don't be looking past Shafter. Shafter's got a lot of spots now.
Yeah.
And a lot of beautiful private residences also.
Shafter did amazing by bringing in those companies, Amazon and Target and all those warehouses and everything else. Mm-hmm. Whoever was the mayor back then, city council, they knew what the hell they were doing. Yeah, they did well.
That was a win. That was a definite win.
Derek, everybody, advice for couples, man. What tips would you give to couples to choose the right DJ, MC? What kind of questions do you ask? And how do you make sure that their wedding day runs smoothly?
That's a lot of questions, but
right.
I make sure, so obviously we've all done weddings. And so, I've accepted the fact that, I'm a wedding DJ. And so I take that very seriously. But on a lighter note, every wedding I do is about 90% identical. So I'm comfortable with weddings. I'm comfortable with them. Now, if I'm giving advice to someone on how to choose a DJ, I think you have to go check them out. You have to go see them.
Yep.
That's the only way. I mean, a good DJ to your friend may not be a good DJ to you, because each bride is looking for different things.
1000%.
So go see them. That's what I would tell the brides.
Yeah, go see them if they're on social media in the mix.
Yeah, well, social media is kind of like you only post the pretty
The
pictures.
highlights. Yeah, you're gonna post the highlights.
You can make 10 people look like there was 100 people on that dance floor, right?
And you know what? I'll tell you one thing about that whole social media thing is, and I apologize because we've all done it. I've even done it. I almost refuse to post pictures and videos of fucking line dancing.
The line dances.
Like, I mean, isn't that automatic? Isn't that like, hey, you put a line dance on, you say, hey, everybody come out, have a dance, make some memories. Everybody goes out there and you have everybody tricked into thinking you're a great DJ.
Yeah, because you're playing cha-cha.
Only other DJs care.
Yeah.
Only other DJs care.
Yeah.
So keep posting it, because the bride doesn't know. She's not a hater. She doesn't want your gig.
Because society, even they eat with their eyes right
Packed
now.
dance floor.
So you know what I would say to that is there's so many brides that'll contact all of us on a daily basis in a lot of cases. Hey, and the first thing that flies out of their mouth, hey, how much do you charge? Not, hey, what kind of DJ are you? What kind of music do you play? Do you have more than one speaker? Do you, can you MC? Can you do? Because a lot of cats
give me your
just,
price sheets.
Yeah, just give me a price. Well, and this is different. This is where we're completely different from just about everybody else, or at least the philosophy is that we won't quote prices over the phone. I'll set a consultation. I offer the Zoom consultation. Everything's Zoom, so it's super convenient for both of us. But it's a simple explanation. You get to meet me face to face. I share the experience and the potential breakdown of how your wedding could go from ceremony to the end, including all your extras, dance floor, sparklers, lighting, et cetera, et cetera. But you get to see a picture form of it. You get slides with stills, and this is how it looks. But if you don't take that time to consult, you don't know me. You don't know the value. You just know a number. And that's pretty much it.
I actually give a price quote. And the reason why I do is because I want to pre-qualify these people. And I don't want to I don't want to give a whole presentation to someone who wishes they could hire me. And so I tell them what it costs, and they could either afford me and want to continue the conversation, or they're, like there's a variety of DJs. There's also a variety of brides. And unfortunately, a lot of brides don't feel like the DJ is that important.
Yep.
And so in those cases, they're looking for something different. That's also, there's other people that will be happy to take that gig. But I like to say, hey, this is what it costs. If you want to get into this club, pay up.
Yeah. I kind of do this. I kind of do the same. I mean, I have a price sheet with my packages. I have a 1, 2, 3 and a la carte. And they'll ask me, I'll give them the little quick, questionnaire of like when, stuff like that, what's the occasion and stuff like that. If it's a wedding, have a price sheet and send them off to them. I go, this is what I can offer. If you have any questions on the prices, if you want to, make your own package, we could do that too as well.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Let me know what you got. What's your budget?
There's pros and cons.
So, yeah.
There's pros and cons.
That's
Yeah,
about the same thing that I do.
So then I'm not haggling, because, my prices are up there compared to a lot of other DJs in town. So it kind of just eliminates that clientele that really puts the DJ on the back burner. Of their event. They tell me, oh, my wedding's next month. I got everything else, but I just need a DJ. Those are the kind of clients that really don't really like messing with.
Right.
But the ones that are calling me a year in advance because they see me play X, wherever I played at, and they, hey man, or I was at a wedding that you were at. I really want you for my wedding.
Or I went to the Condors game.
Yeah.
And I loved you as my DJ.
Or I was at Chewy's and I seen you throw down or something. Neither one of us is wrong. We're both right. Yeah. And it boils down to what works for you.
Yeah.
What works for you.
I do almost the exact same as Rich, man.
I think, John, you are just, from talking to you and listening to you speak, I think you're probably a really good salesman.
Yeah.
And so for that consultation, I'm sure you probably book a lot based on your spit.
Yeah. It's his strength.
You know what it is, bro? It's, and I take that as a compliment. I don't take that as I'm not a salesperson. I'm not selling anything. Bro, give it a name. Everybody's selling something, bro. If you're seating somebody at a restaurant, guess what? You're selling them potentially coming back. So
you're selling them an experience.
Everybody's selling something.
We all have a service.
The difference between my presentations when I am going through quote unquote the sales pitch, so to speak, is that passion, bro, and the love of the game, and it's wedding love also. And my experience, it just poured out. And I'll be honest with you, man, it's a whole lot of Jesus too, because you combine all of those, bro, and I'm an unstoppable like presentation, and it's a presentation is what it is. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to quote them a price. I'll show them 3 prices. And like Rich said, you can customize or do whatever you want, but it's up to them. But my ultimate job is to make that very difficult to walk away from because of my presentation.
Oh yeah, no, that's you being a good salesman.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. No, I think that you're a better salesman than me. And so that's why I just say, hey, this is what it costs. Here's what I can give you. But I also offer a lot of browsing on my website. So there's a few gig logs, there's mixes they can listen to, there's pictures they can see. And I let them make, because ultimately I'm going to do whatever they want. So I take the lead from the bride. What do you want me to do?
Right.
And then of course, if I could slide in a photo booth or up lighting or a monogram, I try to do that. But
Yep.
I could see that you sell more packages than me.
Yeah, but you know what though? I might be a better salesperson as far as the wedding game than you, but I don't know in too deep. So, you know. Hey, that's one of my favorite jams. Every time Rich plays it, like we're hanging at Chewy's or something, he kind of looks at me and I'm like, that's my jam, bro.
Yeah. I was like, the Back to the Hotel and that drew down a Pimp of the Year.
Pimp of the Year
together.
Yeah.
That makes perfect.
All right, gentlemen, we're going in on an hour long now. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to give you guys each about a minute or two exit. You can say what you want to say what you've been up to, where you're at, your ats, your social medias, anything. So take it away.
You got it. Well, JC Cota with All Sound Music and ASM Dance Floors. You can find us on IG at ASM DJ Events or at ASM Dance Floors. The Facebook is basically the same thing. Our website is allsoundmusicentertainment.com. I don't have any residencies or anything. I'm one of the older cats in the business. I've been in the business for about 4 decades. So I've seen the better part of the last 4 decades, from roughly 85 to current date. We play all types of music. The difference between us also is that we play nothing but family friendly edited music, but my library is strong from the 20s up to current date in every popular genre. And one of the significant weapons that I have is the ability to hold that microphone really in the most unique way that you'll see anybody hold it here. I just don't have a style like everybody else, but it's all love, man. A lot of Jesus and a whole lot of love for the game.
I like that.
Hey,
I like that.
we had to give him a round of applause, man. What do you got, Rich?
No, residencies, I'm kind of all over here in Bakersfield. So so if people want to come see me, you can catch me at the Bakersfield Condors, the hockey games, in-game DJ all season long with them. Chewy's do cruise night every Thursday. So JC kind of got a residency because he's out there guest DJing with me almost every Thursday.
It's
out
all
there,
fun, man. So much fun.
We call it the DJ gym because it's a all format
Getting
spot.
the workout.
We still need a name for our crew, so maybe someone can help us out.
Yeah. We're all dads, so I think that's where we go somewhere down that route. But yeah, you can catch me out there, and also out Eagle Mountain Casino. At least once a month, twice a month, maybe sometimes. Doing out there. So, but yeah, you can catch me on Instagram DJ Richie Rich, TikTok DJ Richie Rich. So yeah.
All right, Derek, we're gonna go ahead and close it out with you, brother, man. What all do you want to get out there to the people that we haven't already, even if we have already talked about it, man? If it's important to say it again.
I just want to thank you for having me on your show. John and Rich, appreciate you guys. Everybody out there who supports the Sick Mix edits and the Sick Mix edit family. Thank you guys for your support. And it's been a pleasure, and I'd love to do it again.
Hey, we definitely will, man. And with that, we'll close it up. Thank you guys for joining.
It's nice meeting you, Derek.
Yeah, nice meeting you too. Finally.
We'll get together again in a few weeks, y'all.
I play this